In this video I will show you how to create this really fun effect using Photoshop. So let's get started. Hey, what's up guys, Dhruval here, and as you can see this is the final output and this is the original one and this is final. So for this effect I will be using this stock photo, this brushes, this texture and this PSD file of PNG water. So if you want to use any of this, the download link is in video description, so feel free to use it. Now let's start the effect, and first thing I would like to do is double click on my background and unlock it, and then let's cut him out. So for that, go and here right click and select your magnetic lasso tool. And the best part is that we only have to cut out his clothes, so that's gonna be even faster. So I'm just gonna go and start selecting the border of his clothes. Wow, that took forever. So selection is done, and now we have to click on this refine edge option, and in the refine edge increase your smoothness a little bit. Let's zoom in here so you can see the output. Increase the smoothness, increase the feather, and then increase your contrast so it doesn't look way too like soft. So a little bit more and little less smoother. So let's see the original. Yep, looks much better. Let's decrease the edge a little bit, uh, and we are good to go. Hit OK. Let's zoom out, and after everything is done, go and click on your layer mask option here. So the cutout looks pretty good, and now we can create the background. So for that, go and create new adjustment layer and select gradient. In the gradient, go here and select your regular black and white, but instead of this white color, go here and you have to add this color code 003B31. So it's really like aquaish green color, and hit OK. And instead of this solid black, go here and make it a touch gray, something like this. So I think that looks perfect. Hit OK, hit OK. And in your scale, go and make it 120, so it's a bit more smoother, and hit OK. Now I'm gonna go and put it under my model so we can see how it looks. So I'm gonna select my model layer, select my move tool, and adjust him in middle of composition where I exactly want him. So yep, looks perfect. Now it's time to add in the texture. So for that, go to file and go to place, and select the texture that you downloaded and place it. And I'm gonna go and make it bigger, really big, and rotate it like this. Hold your shift key when you rotate so you can rotate it exactly. Then again hold shift key and make it really big, something like this. It has to cover entire background. So yep, that looks pretty good. Go and confirm it. Now put it under your model. Then go and change its blending mode to where is it, soft light, and decrease the opacity to somewhere around like 60-70%. So 60% looks pretty good. Now background and model is ready, and we can finally add in some water splashes. For that, go to file, open, and open this water stock that you downloaded. Let's open it. And here, as you can see, we have three different images, 1, 2, and 3. We need the second one, so activate the second, then press Ctrl A to select it, then Ctrl C to copy. Go back to your original file, the working file, and then press Ctrl V. So as you can see, it's here. Now it's way too big, so I'm gonna press Ctrl T, rotate it a little bit, actually all the way. So yep, this looks pretty good, and make it smaller a little bit and put it here. Also, you have to make sure that your water image is under your model. So let's make it a bit more smaller. Then go and confirm it. After that, go and select your eraser tool, and in the eraser right click and make sure your hardness is somewhere around like 80%. Then go and start erasing the area that you don't want. So I'm gonna go and remove it from here, there. Once you get to this part, right click and then reduce your hardness to somewhere around like 30-40%. So 40% is fine, and then again go and start erasing it. After that, go here and in your eraser brush, go and select this one. It's default brush, you don't have to download it. After that, go and make it a bit bigger, and then use this to erase, so you don't have this really straight edges and it blends in a lot better. As you can see now, it looks much better. And after that, make a copy of it, press Ctrl J. So we have a duplicate. Now press Ctrl T, right click and select flip horizontal. So it looks something like this. Then you have to rotate it and try to blend it in something like this. Then go and confirm it, and just like the last time, remove the unnecessary area from this. I think that looks really good. Now select both of your splash layer, as you can see this one, and then press Ctrl E, so they are on one single layer and really easy to manage. You can also group it if you want. So after that, let's make a copy of it. So I'm gonna again press Ctrl J, so we have another copy. This time press Ctrl T, right click and flip vertical. Now I'm gonna go and rotate it something like this and put it a little bit in, so it doesn't look like exact copy of it. So I'm gonna go and put it here, and yes, I need to remove it. I'm sorry for that. Looking pretty good. The first hand is done. So as you can see, now we again have two copies of it. So hold your control key, select both of them and then press Ctrl E. So you have a single layer. After that, again make a copy of it, press Ctrl J, select your move tool, and then I'm gonna go and put this one here. Now if you don't remember where his hand was, you can select on this layer mask, double click, and then you can reduce the density, so you can have a rough idea. It doesn't have to be exactly similar. So as you can see, we need to rotate it a bit more. So I'm gonna select this where is it, this layer copy, then press Ctrl T, and then I'm gonna rotate it so it matches the hand a bit better. Yep, looks nice. Then go and confirm it. Now again double click on this layer mask and make the density 100% and close it. Okay, so both hands are done and I'm just gonna rename the layers. Now we can finally work on his face. So for that, go and create a new blank layer and let's name it face. Now go and select your brush tool, and in the brush, open the brush you downloaded, this waterfall brushes. And here I'm gonna select this one. I think, no, it wasn't this one. No. Yep, this one. So make sure you have selected this 1800 brush. Now come here, and in the color you have to make sure it is completely white. And I only want this little bit portion. So I'm gonna go and do a click. So I think this looks nice. Only focus around his neck, don't worry about this unnecessary area. So let's go and try it again. So I think this looks pretty good, and now we can easily remove the unwanted area. So this time I'm gonna select my eraser tool, and then let's make it a bit bigger like this and remove the unnecessary area where we don't need it. Looks pretty good, and we can also add another brush on top of it to make it more splashy. So select your brush tool, and in the brush make sure you have selected this 1392 or any brush you like, to be honest. And this time again let's go and click on top of it somewhere around here. I think that looks really cool. Now again select your eraser tool and erase the unnecessary area so we can focus on the outline better. So I think this looks pretty good. You can keep the some area near here, as you can see, so it doesn't look like a really flat cutout, and gives it a bit more variety. So let's zoom out, and I think this looks really nice. So the face is done, and now let's finish his legs. So for that, go and create another blank layer, and I'm gonna name it leg. Now for the leg, let's go and select the brush tool, and this time, you know what, I'm gonna actually use the same brush, but I'm gonna click on this little icon here, and here you can actually change the direction. So I'm gonna go and change the direction until it matches what I want. Let's make it a bit smaller so you can see what is going on. So I'm gonna go and do a click, something like this. So that's looking pretty okay. I mean, I could have done better, but let's move on to another leg. So this is actually really easy in comparison. All you have to do is select this 1800 brush, adjust your angle and size, and just do a single click, and you're good to go. So all the difficult part is finally done, and we can focus on some color correction. And let's go and close this one. So for color correction, select your layer 0, then create a new adjustment layer on top of that, hue saturation. And first of all, let's go and clip it, then go and click on this colorization option. Now go and increase your saturation a little bit, and then decrease the lightness a touch. I think that looks pretty good. And now you have to remove it from the jeans. So for that, select your brush tool, and in the brush go and select a really soft round brush, this one, and in the color make sure it is black. And now you can remove it from the jeans, and now let's make it smaller and remove it carefully. Now the t-shirt looks much better compared to that dull gray color, and let's go and increase the saturation a bit more. Yep, that looks pretty fun. Go and close it. After that, go and create another adjustment layer and select gradient map, and in the gradient map go and click on this clipping mask so it only affects the model. And in the gradient colors, go and click on this little icon here and select photographic toning, and when it comes, hit append. So you will have all these really cool gradients, and here I'm gonna go and select this blue one which matches really nice with the background. Hit OK, and then change its blending mode to soft light, and then in the opacity go and change it to somewhere around like 30-40%. So I think that looks pretty good. After that, go and create another adjustment layer, and this time select color balance. And the color balance, go to your shadows, and also make sure this box is checked off. And after that, in the shadows, go and increase your cyan a touch, and blue. Then go to your highlights and also increase your cyan by touch and blue a little bit. So that looks pretty good. Close it. Now it's a little too strong, so I'm gonna go and change its opacity to somewhere around like 50-60%. So yep, 57 is good. Turn it on and off. As you can see, now it looks much better. Then go and create another adjustment layer, and this time I'm gonna select vibrance, and I'm gonna add a little bit of color. So increase your vibrance to somewhere around like 50-60%. Now if I turn it on and off, as you can see, the color looks more punchy. And after that, create your final adjustment layer and select color lookup. And in the color lookup, in your options, go and select this soft warming look and close it. So that's it, and this is the final output. I know it's a bit longer and slightly difficult, but it's totally worth it. So I really hope that you guys learned something from this video, and if you did, hit that like button. And if you have any kind of questions or suggestions, which you will probably have in this particular video, so if you have any of those, you can ask me in comment section below. And if you wanna check out more tutorials by me, you can click on any of these boxes, and you can also subscribe to my channel. So every time I upload a new video, you will get the update. So till then, goodbye, take care, and have some fun with Photoshop.